And welcome to the Barggianos Podcast. My name is Chuck. I am your hostess with the leastest, and with me, as always,
Matt.
What's up, brother?
Oh, I'm ready for this 4th of July episode.
This is a very exclusive episode for our listeners. This is the very first ever holiday special Barggianos Podcast.
This is a holiday.
Can you
4th of
believe
July. And I got our beers ready to go. Oh, I got to crack that for you.
Whoa.
What's that?
Hold on. It's a very special episode.
Yeah?
So it's all about America.
Yeah?
So, I appreciate the offer there, but I got something for you. We don't drink Corona on 4th of July.
That's all I brought down.
We drink patriotic Bud Light, my friend. I got you tonight. This is all you. I'll even let you open it.
Bud Light. Wow.
Put those Coronas back in the fridge just for tonight. We're going patriotic.
Jeez, Louise, you're taking me out of my element.
It's okay. But you know what, though? We don't only drink them out of the can because, it is 4th of July after all. I got something else for you, buddy.
The fridge is still full from the weekend.
Oh.
Too many of my seltzers.
Oh, we'll get to that one. Mr. Seltzer. So, anyway, Bud Light's great. You got to do that for the holiday. You got the stars and stripes, but one further, just for you. Because, I know you like surprises.
I do, kind of, depending on what it is.
You like Toby Keith? Because you know what Toby Keith liked? Red Solo cups.
Oh, it's all about America. Oh, wow.
Cheers, baby.
I thought you were going to say, like, Toby Keith, I love this bar.
Oh, I do love this bar, I think. But, yeah, we got to go to the Solo cups tonight. Thank you, sir. Cheers. Oh, yeah. Ooh. You hear that? Oh, that's some good red Solo plastic right there, Bill. Oh, man. We're going over. Put you right about there. So, we'll do cheers. Cheers, buddy.
Yeah.
A little foamy. I don't think I poured a beer in a red Solo cup in many years.
Yeah.
I'm used to those metal, like Yeti type coolie cans.
Oh, yeah.
That's all I ever use. What do you usually use?
Nothing. I drink too fast.
Yeah, well, there's silver lining to anything, my friend.
Yeah.
What can we say? But anyway, let's just first off, want to say welcome to Barggianos. We want to say hope everybody's having a fantastic 4th of July and getting excited for the wonderful holiday. And to accommodate the episode tonight, Matt and I dressed accordingly. I like to point out Matt's shirt. What do you got on that shirt there, buddy?
Just here to bang. It's the Firework.
Yes, we want to make sure that it's clear. That's the Firework.
This has been my epic, 4th of July shirt for the last 5 years. Ever since, I think year 1, I didn't have an outfit, maybe year 2. But this shirt's getting a little old. I only wear it once a year. It's when I come to Barggianos or, usually we go to Derek's house sometimes when he doesn't travel or, over to my house. This is my 4th of July shirt. My wife rolls her eyes every time. I also have a hat that I couldn't find tonight that says just here to party with the upside down pineapple that I usually wear on 4th of July. I think we got some old pictures of you and I think maybe last year or 3 years ago.
I vaguely remember things at all, but I do think I remember that.
Yeah. So. And I'll tell you what, I know Chuck takes pictures. I know he's got one in his phone. He'll post it right here for you.
Okay. Right there.
Right there.
Right there.
Yep.
Oh, I see it. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take care of that for you. Well, I like the shirt, Matt. I like that shirt. I wear my silky also once a year. I guess it's almost like it's a golf shirt material, but it's strictly made out of American flag pattern there. So
I had a very similar shirt, and I doubt I can find a picture, when I was probably in high school, but they didn't make shirts out of the material they make today. But it was very similar to that style, all cotton, heavy as hell.
Oh, that itchy 90s
Oh,
gear.
yeah. Yeah.
It was like wearing a wool sweater back in the 90s.
Yeah. And it was a shirt I had until it faded out. Like one of my favorite shirts. I wore it all the time.
Well, I appreciate you getting very festive tonight. I'm excited. I can't wait. 4th of July is one of my favorite holidays. How about you?
Probably my second favorite, but yeah, maybe my third. But it's up there. Like I enjoy certain holidays, and I really enjoy 4th of July.
Without needing even a reason why, give me your top 3 holidays. Just the name of the holidays. And number 1 being your first.
Oh.
And your favorite.
Man, this is tough. Can I just name 3 holidays?
Yeah,
3
that's
of
what
my
I'm saying. We
favorite?
don't even need why. Just what's your favorite 3 holidays?
I don't want to go first, second, third.
Oh,
Because
okay.
they're all pretty close.
Okay, well, I won't tell
But
the holiday gods.
I want to do 4th of July, Halloween, Christmas.
That's mine too. I'm a big Halloween guy. We're gonna have a fun Halloween episode. Not even sure what we're gonna do, but I love Halloween.
I love Halloween. I love decorating. I say decorating. You know, the kids are getting a little too old for the blow-ups, but I still love putting the blow-ups out.
No, it's always still fun and doing all that stuff. But yeah, there's a lot of fun festivities that go around Barggianos from time to time. We usually all get together. I mean, I'd say 75% of the time, all the neighbors at least have one night of an opportunity to get together. But any favorite memories that you've had in the past at the neighborhood?
Ooh, 4th of July or Christmas?
Yeah, no, I'm sorry, for 4th of July.
Oh, 4th of July. I mean, first, let's point this sexy lady out. I mean, great artwork there, Chuck. So I love that.
Yeah, the wife didn't want to be on, so I figured I'd put her on the board. So.
Yeah, there we go. No, I mean, there's memories around here. So when I first moved into the neighborhood 8-9 years ago, I didn't know how it was going to be on 4th of July. And my sister didn't live too far from us at the time, and she could see the city fireworks from her porch or her deck. She's like, hey, if nothing's going on, just come over. Man, I bought a few fireworks for the kids the first year I was here. And man, I sat out in my driveway and I was just amused before I knew anybody here. I mean, I moved in June, so I didn't know really anybody in the neighborhood.
Sure.
And the wife and I, we had the kids shoot off a few bottle rockets and, some small cakes. But I'm looking over the roof line of my across the street neighbors. There's fireworks going off over there. Behind my house, pretty much down the street from where you live, they put on a fantastic show in the cul-de-sac there, or just over the roof line. My neighbor in the other cul-de-sac, they're shooting off fireworks like crazy. And I remember it was, I don't know what causes it other than the smoke from the fireworks, but certain weather, when it's muggy, there's more smoke than normal. And man, this place, I've never fought in the military or was never in the military. And, thank you for all who have served, but it looked like a war zone around here. I mean, just the smoke billowing in the neighborhood. So that probably my favorite memory was year one. I was here less than 30 days. I was like, oh, this is going to be fucking good.
I like it. So you're pretty much saying your favorite memory ever was when you first met me for the first time.
Yeah, we talked about that on a previous episode. I thought you were hitting on me.
I get it. No. I felt sorry for you. I thought you were special, but you weren't, and now we're best friends. So I think that's great. That's fantastic. But I totally agree. Where we came from when we grew up, I don't even think you could buy fireworks in the town. First off,
no.
I remember having to drive to a different, like Illinois' different county line there, and having to go get it, and there would be like tons and tons of people, which was exciting. Then you move out here, you go to like the local gas station 6 feet from your house, and it's like you said, it's like a war zone. You're like, hey, you want some fireworks? And the first year they were setting them off, I remember the exact same scenario where I was in awe. Not even like scared or anything. It was just like, this is so cool. I don't know if, God knows how much money people are spending and this and that, but it seems like around here price is no object, which is nice, but everyone usually pitches in a little bit and tries not to blow up the houses. But we've had some close calls over the years. Yeah,
Derek and I have already talked about 4th of July and what our budgets are and if anybody else is pitching in. So we plan on doing a big old show down here.
Right on.
In front of Derek's house probably. He just hates cleaning up. But I think, we came from St. Louis County. Now we're in St. Charles County, right? And like you said, in St. Louis County, you couldn't buy fireworks. Mm-hmm. Now, when I was a kid, my parents' yard, and even, young adult, when I still lived out there, my parents' house backed up to a common ground, a church common ground.
Nice.
So we would go across the state line, buy fireworks, bring them back, and then go into the common ground and light them off.
Light them all up, baby.
Until the police, every year, stop us, tell us to shut them down. So we had to be real quick about it,
Yeah.
or else we were, putting our fireworks away for the night. So it was fun, but not as fun out here because we can just shoot them off as will. Now, the one thing I don't like around here is there are some people who are disrespectful, especially on a weeknight where people got to work on the 5th, 4th falls on a Wednesday, and then people have to go to work on a Thursday. And it's 1, 2, 3 in the morning. They're still shooting stuff off.
Yeah, and also I remember when we had young babies, young kids, and being so mad at those kind of things. And you give benefit of the doubt and all these things, but I don't know. Do you have any favorite type of fireworks?
I like cakes myself, which are
explain that.
The cakes are like they look like a cake, right? They're like the multi-shot.
Of bottle rockets or firecrackers?
No. Fireworks, the ones that shoot up in the air.
Okay.
They're like the box ones.
Gotcha.
I'm not a big mortar guy. Mortar's the ball that you stick in the two. Yeah. And it's just, that's too much work for me. And I'll buy fireworks. I just don't like to light them off because I want to sit back and enjoy the show.
Yeah, me too. Do you remember as a kid, it was so fun. You wanted to light every firework that you could. And then as you got a little bit older, you're like, I just want to sit in my lawn chair, and drink a beer, and watch somebody else do this. So.
That's all I want to do. And I'm happy the kids are getting older now where I trust the kids to shoot off certain things. But I'm like you. I want to sit back and just watch the fireworks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. My sons are getting older, and then I guess probably now I trust them for much 100%. But that's a weird transition when you're trying to let your kid have a little bit leeway, and you trust them to a point, but you also they got those kid brains, and you're not they might do something that they don't know any better, or just that impulsive caveman mentality, and something bad could happen. So it's just nice to now be a little bit older, so you can sit back and you kind of relax a little bit more as well.
So what would you say your favorite times are, or favorite time?
As far as memories here in the neighborhood?
Yeah.
Probably same thing. I remember one year at Derek's was pretty fun. I remember I think Derek's dad had bought a bunch of fireworks, and he was going crazy. Like, he's like, I've got, hundreds of dollars, whatever. And he's like, I want to see them lit off. And I think Derek was like, yeah, we can do that. And then we lit them off in Derek's yard, thank God. But it seemed like every neighbor came down, and everyone was just in a good mood. Everybody was having a good time. Nobody got blown up. Just good memories. I brought down this gigantic Bluetooth speaker because I have like 40 speakers. But I was playing DJ, so I was playing all your favorites, and I think it was at the very top level, and you could still barely hear the fireworks were going so loud.
Yeah.
But yeah, other memories would be sitting up the block on the corner bar up there, up by Beck's house, and looking, like you said, you can see the town fireworks from their driveway especially. Yeah. But I remember sitting there for one of the very first years, and everywhere I looked 360, there was like a professional display going off, and they were just normal people. And my brain goes, this is not normal to me.
Right.
I've never seen this. And I laughed because our kids are like, oh, this is just normal, and I'm going to go inside and play on the iPad. And I'm like, get out here and watch this. This is free, and this is amazing. So
yeah, I do have, I think the first year I came down for 4th of July, now that I'm thinking about it, I got kids, kids younger at the time, pictures of them with glow sticks and everything. So I do vividly remember that year just because my kids were out, and, now my kids, we used to hang out with the kids here, right after COVID, and the kids be upstairs, and now they're all getting older, and they're like, I don't want anything to do with it. So, but they'll be out for 4th of July, and, that's always a good time. I like to see the kids having fun too. And now that they're getting older, and, Derek's got some older kids now. They can all light off the fireworks. Mm-hmm. I'll go buy them.
People are like, it stinks getting old, and do you mind getting old and stuff like that? I absolutely do not. I just love sitting back, and I love seeing the young kids. When I say young kids, teenagers and early 20s, whatever. But when they come over, I like to see them enjoying themselves, because I remember being that age, and remember those experiences, and it's neat to see that everybody's kind of still having a good time.
Yeah.
So I've always been like that. I enjoy a lot of this. I do. I enjoy seeing people have a good time. It's not about, hey, let's come down to my place or whatever. I enjoy looking around the room when people are partying, hanging out, laughing, and I really get a kick out of that. Like, that makes me happy. So,
and I think these are the memories that our kids will talk about, just like I talk about shooting fireworks off in my parents' field. Yeah. When our kids decide to take over this podcast when we're 70 years old, they'll be talking about the memories and saying, hey, go back to like whatever episode it was, in the first 30, and, listen to them talk about, the good times they had. So,
no, I agree. And I hope so. I hope that is the case. So,
yeah.
What was I was saying about you ever had any like crazy mishaps or crazy bad things happen, or maybe bad things almost happened?
So I have two stories, but I'll tell mine first. You remember when you were a kid, and maybe you guys didn't do it, but a lot of kids do it. You have like bottle rocket wars.
Yes, okay. Absolutely.
So, we're not condoning bottle rocket wars. Very dangerous. We were very young and dumb, and
you don't want to do one right now.
No, you can really hurt yourself. But in my parents' field, we had bottle rockets, and I think they called them M80s.
Yep. Were they the true M80s, or were they like the M80s from the 90s? Because there was true M80s that you could really get hurt.
Probably not a true M80.
Okay.
But M80s, for people who don't know, it's a small firecracker, and it just, you light it and it makes a loud boom sound.
I'd say 5-10 times more powerful than a regular firecracker.
Yeah.
That's what an M80 is.
And we would usually put the M80s like under 10 containers and amplify the sound a little bit. But we're back there in the field having a good old time, shooting bottle rockets, being stupid ass kids. Don't do this at home, kids. But we're just shooting them off, having a good old time. And I was running around. I don't know how you guys did it, if you tossed them, but we would use a wiffle ball bat a lot. So we put it on the wiffle ball bat had a hole, and then we'd light the wick and we'd point it like a Roman candle, and boom, boom, here they go. We try to hit each other. Well, to me, I felt one smoke right by me, and when it came by me, I didn't think nothing of it, and I was holding an M80 in my hand.
Oh boy!
Well, the spark from the bottle rockets, I'm assuming, lit the M80, and I didn't know.
Oh boy!
And it blew up in my hand. I have never been in so much pain. I didn't know if I was going to feel my hand again. Like, I ran inside, black stuff all over, a little bit of burns on my hand. I was screaming, I think probably more in fear. I mean, this probably happened when I was, 14, 15-ish years old. And I didn't know what was going to happen. I don't think I was in pain, as I remember, initially.
Wow.
And it was tingly. I remember that. And I remember standing at my parents' sink, just running cold water over my hand. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I had a few burns, and, when the pain finally kicked in, probably 30, 45 minutes later, I mean, it hurt like a SOB.
I bet.
So that was my one mishap, you can say, with fireworks.
How about I got two as well. You want to take a turn here?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's it?
Very similar to yours. It was also during a bottle rocket fight. I went to my dad's friends. They had like a bunch of property, and I never done that before. My parents were not into anything like that whatsoever. And they go, "Hey, Chuck," I think they were plumbers or something. They had a plumbing business, and they go, "We're going to do a bottle rocket fight. Do you want to join in?" I'm like, "Sure, that sounds fun." They go, "Okay, well, before we do the bottle rocket fight, the tradition goes we build our own gun." So when, like you said, a wiffle ball bat. So they had all copper piping and all a bunch of spare pipes around, just for fun. You could go down there, you could weld it, you could cut it, you could do whatever. So I made a simple one, no big deal. I go out there, and thank God, like you said, they made us wear glasses. I'm surprised they did, but they actually made us wear glasses. And I'm sitting there, and I would say it's probably 30, 40 yards away. I mean, it's a pretty good distance, and we're running around, we're shooting, and so picture we're aiming the pipe at each other, and then you're just trying to hit each other with the bottle rocket. So same thing. Well, one of them, same thing, comes flying at me, and like just passes my eye as well. I mean, I'm talking like I felt it on my glass, and then it like ricocheted, and it hit my shirt, and my shirt lit on fire. Not like explosion, but I had a hole in my shirt like this big. I kept it for a very long time because for whatever happened, something like just a perfect storm went into it. And let's just say that was the last bottle rocket fight I had ever participated in.
Yeah, I don't think I was in any more bottle rocket wars after that.
I would say we learned our lesson.
Yeah, and I tell my kids how dumb
Right.
it was. Like I was an idiot. Like this shit ain't funny.
How mad would you be if you found out that your kid was in a bottle rocket fight?
I'd probably be pretty angry. You know, and I try not to be hypocritical about my kids. Like
Sure.
when I did stuff, I get it. Kids are stupid sometimes, but you know, learn from my mistakes. Like I've been there. I've done that. And bottle rocket wars, like, what an idiot.
What was your other story then?
So my other story, and I don't know if I ever told you this. So it was before I started hanging out with you guys. Me and my wife were on the corner, you know, watching fireworks, 360 degrees. We got it going. And I think I told Derek this because I think he said it was him. But, you know, we're sitting on the corner, and then up at Hammer's house, all of a sudden, we see like this fire going on at the end of his driveway, like underneath a car. We're like, what's going on? And at that time, I didn't know who anybody was. I didn't even walk down there. And I'm like, man, what a bunch of friggin' idiots.
Sure.
And allegedly, there was a firework that Derek set off at his house that just went rogue.
Oh, boy.
And flew under a car, and Hammer had to pull out his hose and spray it down, and they got a bucket and everything. But, yeah, I mean, it wasn't a story with me, but it was a story that I witnessed, and I'm like, didn't know any of you guys, and I'm just thinking, man, what a bunch of dumbasses. But you never know when fireworks, like, you can set it up, put bricks, you know, make sure everything's secure, and then you got that one bad firework. I mean, they're not the safest things in the world, you know, and it just like shoots sideways or goes
Sure.
crazy, or you think it's done, and then all of a sudden you're going to pick it up, and then, you know, another firework lights inside and goes off. So,
and it's funny because even as a kid, I had this observation that United States, we celebrate our independence, you know, 4th of July, by shooting off fireworks that are made in China. So I've always got a kick out of that, you know, we're supporting other countries by supporting of celebration. But like you said, you don't know how, when you buy them from these fireworks from these stands, you don't know how old these fireworks are. They've been sitting there for 10 years sometimes. And not just, it could be like a dud and not light, maybe something expensive, but also, like you said, it could be very dangerous. And I know a few nurses, and they say that 4th of July is one of the craziest holidays. Basically people missing limbs, and it happens all the time, kind of like the story you were telling. So, but will you finish your story? Was that?
yeah, what's your second one?
Yeah, so the second one, the best or worst for last. This was probably for about 4 years ago, and we're down at my in-laws' property. Let's just say in the middle of nowhere. And we normally don't get very many fireworks, if any at all, because we don't want to get hurt. You're in the middle of the woods. You're very far away from a hospital. Yeah. So this year we happened to somebody wanted to like pitch in and get some fireworks. The kids were maybe getting a little bit older, the boys, and they wanted to, you know, like, hey, let's let them shoot some off so they'll have some memories of that. Well, I'm sitting there, and I was always kind of nervous because we were like in the middle of the woods, and I didn't want nothing to happen. So I'm like, I kind of said, hey, I said my piece. I'm just going to be nice. I said my piece, and I said, hey, I'd rather not, my oldest son, they wanted to do Roman candles. Those freak me out. I don't care if I'm standing next to a hospital. I don't think holding fireworks is a good idea. So I'm just more of a worrywart. That's what my parents were like. And I told them, I said, hey, I would rather not him hold that. And then they were like, he'll be fine. He'll be fine. okay, I'm thinking I'm worrying too much. So they go down the hill a little bit, get away from everybody. And there he goes. They light it. He holds it. And I'm walking back up the hill from kind of watching, helping him. And another adult's down there. And I hear my kid, my oldest son, cry out a cry that I've never heard him make that sound in my entire life. That gut feeling oh no, something's wrong.
Yeah.
So I look back, and what had happened was, instead of him lighting off a Roman candle, which had looked like a Roman candle, it was actually a full-fledged firework, the one that you would shoot off, you put in the ground.
Oh, so it's like a fountain.
But I'm talking like a legit expensive full
Yeah.
in the air. So what happened? Pretty much an explosion went off in a 8-year-old's hand. So picture your hand's even smaller. So everyone's freaking out. Grandma, grandpa running up the hill. Grandma's crying, and oh my God. I remember just walking slowly up the hill, and they ran him inside the house. And my brain's thinking, okay, I can freak out or I can be calm about this. So I choose the latter. I was calm. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to walk inside. I'm going to see if my son has his hand anymore. So, and I'll never forget that feeling. And I walked inside, and luckily his hand was black, and it wasn't. I don't even know how it was fine. I mean, when I say this was a real fledged firework, this wasn't it was just a little bit more powerful. This was one you light and you get the hell away from.
Yeah.
And I went in there, and everyone's freaking out. And I would say I was the calm one. My wife says that I'm usually the calm one of those one. So I said, everything will be fine. I looked at it. All his fingers were on his hand. And we kind of went to bed. And he's just crying and not shaking from the pain, but just so upset and everything. And I remember having to talk him down and being so grateful that nothing happened.
Yeah.
So I said, after today, no more fireworks. And I don't care if I'm the bad guy. I don't care whatever. But it was such one of those events that could have changed the trajectory of his life. And it's scared to live in hell to me.
But he lit a few off last year, right? A couple. I don't want to say a few.
Oh, nothing you're holding.
Right.
I'm talking, you're not holding nothing. You're not doing anything that resembles you can do. And I'm telling you, man, you ever had that feeling with your kids where you have that gut feeling, something, the worst possible feeling, and you don't know why?
I haven't had that yet.
Oh.
So it's probably a good thing.
I had a kid with a peanut allergy and almost died. These things where they happen, and you just, everything puts everything in life's perspective. You're don't care about anything else. Your brain just shuts off. So that was one of the all-time worst ones. And luckily everybody was okay. We have a picture over at Derek's, the next day was 4th of July. We went over there, and the son whose hand was injured, he's got a wrap around his hand, and he's got his hand around me. And this was a long time ago, but this picture always comes up, and I just, I don't laugh, but it always makes me think of that and thinking, God, how lucky we were that day. Because that could have been literally, he could have lost his arm, lost his hand, and
From all the nurses' stories that say 4th of July is bad. You lose a limb. So everybody practice. I don't know how you practice, but, fireworks safety. Be safe, secure your fireworks.
Pay attention.
Don't light your fireworks by the bag of other fireworks. We've had people around the neighborhood do that. Mm-hmm. Make sure you have your fireworks that are unlit somewhere else. Have a hose ready to go. The towns that we live in, they make it legal. But I do hear fire trucks and ambulance all night. Please be safe with your fireworks. Be safe with your kids. Be respectful of your neighbors and everybody else you're shooting around. Be careful of the trees. I don't know how the weather is exactly going to be, but if it's super dry, be careful.
Have fun, but be careful.
Yeah.
And that's your Barggianos 4th of July tip of the day.
Yeah. But we can get fireworks. How many stands do you think are around here?
Oh, boy. Let me drink first. Hold on. I'd say within the
5-mile radius.
Oh, boy. 6? Is that too many?
Oh, no. I don't think that's enough. 5-mile radius?
That's 5. I guess 5 is longer than I'm thinking.
Yeah. I mean, on the treacherous road we have now, I would say there's probably 6 right there.
I don't know. You know what? I forgot one more thing. I got another. My last surprise for you today. It's
wow.
It's our 4th of July surprise. Cause I love giving you surprises. You know, you're always so.
You gonna give me that final firework?
No, I'm not gonna give you that bang. I like to make you smile. So just because I know you love motion picture movies.
Oh boy,
I got you something. What's your if you had to guess, what is the greatest 4th of July motion picture ever created?
Oh, I couldn't tell you.
How about a VHS of Independence Day?
Don't even know anything about it.
So you're telling me you've never heard of Independence Day?
I've heard of it. Yes, I want to say I've heard of it.
I'll put that right there for you.
Yeah, but I have no clue what it's about. Like, you can ask me about some movies, and I watch movies. And I could probably tell you a little bit about it, or maybe one person that's in there, maybe. But Independence Day.
Don't look. Can you give me 2 actors or actresses that's in the movie Independence Day?
Absolutely not.
So you're telling me you don't know the main character, the actor who plays the main character?
Burt Reynolds.
It's close, but no.
George Clooney.
Oop, you're getting closer, but no.
I'm just taking wild stabs here.
You honestly don't know that. What if I told you the lead actor of that movie was Will Smith?
Is it?
Yes.
I was not close.
No, not close. But, you know, him and Burt Reynolds do resemble if you kind of squint your eyes and you're drinking. But, yeah. So I'm going to let you keep that over there by you. Keep the little souvenir for you. Also in that movie, there should maybe be some homework for you. It's one of the best speeches ever given. They're fighting aliens, Matt. That's what they're doing.
How am I going to watch this?
Oh, it's a VCR. I'll get you I got spare VCRs in the background.
Oh boy. You know, I did, on a totally separate non-Independence Day deal. Just because Chuck bugs me so much about watching movies, I have no idea why I picked this movie other than I have to have something funny. And I'm just like Googling stuff. And then over my TikTok feed, something really awkward came up, and I was like, what's this movie? So I Googled it, and it tells me the movie, because in the comments, it was probably one of them spam deals and,
sure,
listing everything. So I knew based on the comments who was in that movie. I couldn't tell you now. But I turned it on our kid-free weekend and started watching it. And the wife said, "What in the hell are you watching?" And there was a certain part early in the movie, she had to close the curtains to the sliding glass door because she would get embarrassed. But this movie was called either No Hard Feelings or Hard Feelings.
Who's in it?
I have no clue.
Was it newer or was it older?
I don't know, 2016. It probably wasn't even out in theaters. It was probably like a Netflix only.
Okay.
So I've actually watched a movie you haven't watched, Chuck?
So you watch one movie in 16 years and you choose an obscure romantic rom-com on Netflix?
No, it wasn't even romantic. I don't even know if you want to call it. I mean, it was a movie. But, just look it up, guys. It was a very strange movie. Well,
this Independence Day of this week that we are celebrating this great holiday, Matt, I'm going to either buy you somehow a digital, whatever format you need it, and I'm going to need you to watch Independence Day. I'll even watch it with you. It's such
No, I can't watch a movie with anybody. That's not going to happen.
It was literally one of the biggest blockbusters, I believe 1996.
Oh, I'm not going to be able to watch this. How long is this movie? It's got to say somewhere on here.
I have no idea. It might have been a little bit longer, being that it was such a big production.
If it's longer than an hour and a half, forget about it.
You'll watch it. We'll make them watch it.
I need about, it's an hour and 45 minutes, or 145 minutes, 2.5 hours. That's not going to happen.
That seems long. I feel like it's not that long. That was
1996.
Okay, good.
This is a color film. I guess black and white was still a thing. And 145 minutes. That's not going to happen. Not watching it.
You're killing me. You're killing me. I just love the sound of VHS. If you are just hearing this on the audio, you hear that? Remember Love the sound of a...
Yeah? No, I don't.
Yeah, you did it.
No, I did rent movies.
Putting the sleeve back on the tape here.
I rented movies at Blockbuster for special occasions when I had guests come to the house.
God, how are we friends?
I don't know.
I guess like Paul Abdul always said, opposites attract.
I didn't have Paula Abdul. I had what was the other popular lady?
I don't know what you meant.
Had the mole.
Enrique Iglesias?
No. Oh, Jesus. There was another attractive woman back in the day, Paula Abdul and
Cindy Crawford?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So I had posters of Cindy Crawford, not Paula Abdul.
I think everybody loves Cindy Crawford, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember Kathy Ireland?
She probably had like a American flag bikini on.
I bet she did.
Yeah.
But do you remember Kathy Ireland?
I remember the name.
She was my girlfriend.
Yeah.
In my mind back then. But
okay.
Yeah, think of this, the supermodels back then. They were bigger, like there was no Instagram.
Oh.
You had Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition.
Yeah, you didn't have OnlyFans.
Yeah, you only had the, mom's underwear ads. That's all we had. But
and JCPenney. Anyway, Chuck, this movie will not be watched by me. An hour and 45 minutes. I'm out.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna save it for next year.
Not an hour and 45 minutes. It's 145 minutes.
It's a great movie. I like how you think that movie came out in like the 1920s. That came out when we were probably in high school or
1996.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in high school.
Yeah. Do you know that was Will Smith's first, that's the movie that made him like the blockbuster superstar.
Oh, really?
I feel like I'm talking to somebody that's been on an island for 30 years and I'm like, this thing called the internet, you can talk to people and you're like, I don't know what you're talking about.
You got to watch like Love Island or Love is Blind or, and then we'll have great conversation about TV shows.
Man.
Not Murder, She Wrote, I
don't even know how we have things to talk about.
So, but I am super excited that we had our first holiday edition down in Barggianos on Barggiano.
Yeah, I am too. And you almost forgot to do something.
I didn't forget. I was like, as we're talking, I'm like, is this the right time? Is this the right time?
Yeah.
Yeah, and now we're getting to the end, so hopefully you all stayed with us.
We need to do this at the beginning,
Yeah.
I think, too.
But subscribe, share. We're getting tons of views right now. A little bit of comments, a little bit of likes. I'd like to see a little bit more love, but everybody wants to see a little bit more love.
But it's gradually growing. You're looking at the stats, and how many zeros are in those numbers today? I mean, we're getting there.
Oh, I don't know. There was a lot. Our average is 13,000-ish views for.
The big thing is if you're liking it, please hit that subscribe button because that's really going to help us out. We got a lot of views, and we hopefully get those subscribers jumping on board because as soon as something comes out, that bell will ring in your page, I guess.
Yeah,
and then we'll let you know. So
and I think we're going to have to do some swag contest pretty soon for our subscribers.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Matt, God bless you, and God bless America. Anything else you want to add?
I hit record. You'll be able to see us this time.
God, I hope so. I didn't put on this awful shirt for nothing. So.
Yeah, I hit record, but I'm just here to bang.
Well, you know what? And that one, Barggianos, out.